Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CS Summit 4. We are right in the middle of Ghost versus Team Vitality. Vitality picking up the first map after a 14-7 deficit, went to double overtime. Exciting game, sure, but it seemed like it was a really gutting one for Ghost. They had 0 and 3 now maps, really can't catch a break, and it goes right down to the wire again, and they're the ones that suffer the defeat. We move on to Overpass next. They picked that against Team Liquid, but this time Vitality have picked this map, so they're going to be looking to close this out 2-0 on their map pick. We'll see what happens here. It looks like Ghost was on the T side as well. What are you guys' thoughts going into this?
Well, that's the side they got 14-1'd.
That's right.
Against Liquids.
Yeah.
So what can you really say about that one?
Not much.
This feels like it could be another dumpster fire. It's got to suck to like be the team that starts out the day, get battered by Team Liquid in 2 maps, and then you have to go run another series, and you lose a close one in double overtime. Yeah. Now you're just fucking.
And now you're back to
now
the
you're
map
in shambles. Yeah.
And on the same side, you got one round on.
Now
Everything's just going south here, James, isn't it?
Nicely timed. Nicely timed.
Salt in the wounds at that point.
It's like, fair enough.
Fifflaren special.
I'm back. You know.
Character just lay destruction along your path.
Oh man.
I will say though, just a bit of a wild statement here. I don't think Kus is going to go 0-15 in this one.
Okay.
No, he seems to have warmed up. He dropped something like 30 some in that previous map.
I think it was
on Mirage.
36, 37.
That's not too shabby.
So yeah,
We'll
should
take
be,
those.
Yeah, it should be a big help for Ghost. You'd imagine.
Well, we're about to find out. That's the key here.
Let's get into it, shall we?
I like this. I like this play from Apex. He might have to bail out real quick though, and he's gonna hide. Oh my God! He
They
just
might
got
not
there.
check
Oh,
this. Yeah, they won't.
Oh,
no.
that's a
He
mistake,
panicked. He
Apex.
panicked.
You don't
Why is
do
he
that,
panicked?
yeah.
Why is he panicked like that? You've got
That's
like
a blunder.
you want to
It's the French. They're very emotional.
at least guarantee that first frag. At least make sure that's a definite hit. Like that's a 1 bullet.
You know
and
what
then
would really tilt you there, Henry? If
What?
you don't shoot the first guy and the third guy looks.
that checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
That
the worst.
is-
That is the
Every
worst
team
of it.
has one asshole that no
Yeah.
matter where he is in line, he checks every
Yep.
corner.
Yeah.
Oh,
good.
man.
I don't know who is the asshole on Ghost, but it's surely somebody.
Surely. P250 available. 3 versus 3. 2 flashbangs remain. And in terms of map control, not much gathered for Ghost at the moment. They're going to fall back towards T-spawn and hopefully catch a flanking CT. You can see they're certainly aware of the prospect of it, but no one actually pushing at all. With 50 seconds remaining, they won't have a smoke for heaven. Flashes, I'd say a contact play towards Monster would make the most sense here with the P250 going in first.
Freak has the smoke, so.
Oh, he's got the smoke now?
Yeah, he's got 1 smoke, 1 flash, so he can
Oh,
at least smoke off
That's where the
one of
glasses comes in. I thought it was 2 flashes.
They're just.
He'll
yeah, but
smoke
they're
the
just going-
site, you'd imagine, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
before
it's
the bomb
garrison
plant,
plan.
right?
Ooh, that was a bit of
That's
a
risky.
wide
Why is he going first?
Just got P250.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have the nades. Look at the peek he does.
Oh yeah, no, like I'd say like I don't mind him going first. I mind the peak.
Woo!
Now, they've really lost the advantage they had. That kill brings things back into a more favourable situation. The bomb going down still. They've committed to it. Low HP on the side. Surely still will be dropped here. It's the 1 versus 1. They know exactly where the remaining T is. He's got the USP. Half health, and it comes down to this play. You're challenging Zywoo, and it's almost you're feeding into the hand of him because he loves those kind
He
of
probably
jumps.
felt like he had to challenge because the plant's not for him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not default, so he wanted to stop him from getting there. He probably also thought he was coming up that ramp. You'd imagine.
Hasn't worked out.
Hasn't worked out, yeah, no. He was wrong on pretty much every count.
Well, there it is. It will be another pistol going in favor of Vitality. Zywoo with 3 kills and the 1v1 finish with the defuse. And Ghost can force buy in the second round, considering they're going to, I think. Yeah, the AK's coming out. The fact you got the bomb down and 4 kills, it means at least 2 players going to buy AKs. You can drop them if you need. You hopefully have 2 AKs here, maybe a Galil, just to mix everything up. We'll see if that's the case. Only one. There it is. The second AK comes through. A Scout as well. So actually a pretty reasonable buy. And like we said before, you do not want to be showing off the fact you have the AKs early on. You want to just maybe present the Deagles to challenge these initial pushes. And then once you potentially get a kill or push them back, that's when you're firing off the sprays of the AK. They're trying to really force the issue. 2 MP9s for Vitality as they take connect control. The initial smoke gives up the position. You can see Neptune is spamming that, hoping he can find the first. But again, Ghost have forced a lot throughout today, and a lot of these rounds haven't worked out for them. A few have, but this is a double spray down as it gives up the fact the AKs are out and MBK's on for a second, and he's going to nail it.
That's actually a really cool setup where MBK throws that smoke to allow the door to open, so now he's just the pivot point, and he gets a crossfire no matter where he peeks, upstairs or down low. That's pretty nasty. Pretty nasty.
Wardell's going to be able to do some economic damage at least. It's the magic number of 3 players down on the CT side. To be fair, though, like they're pretty grouped up on the side of Vitality, so Wardell does have the opportunity to straight up just walk the entirety along.
He's got a lot of time, right? And that's probably his biggest thing he can rely on is that someone's going to have to check elsewhere at some point. But surely they hear these footsteps now, and it won't even matter. Not clearing to the right.
Seems like he was banking on people being a little bit closer to Underpass, because then you can walk on the entirety of the left side of Long. You can run that entire side without being in range of footsteps, actually going through to the CT side.
Well,
because he very quickly gave up on the entire play for time, kind of a thing, as you mentioned.
Ghost with the nightmare start once again. If you are just joining us against Liquid, they played Overpass earlier. That T side ended in a 14-1 deficit.
They've done. Have they won a single pistol?
They.
I want to say yes on
on
T side Mirage, right?
Okay,
I think so.
How about versus Liquid? Because I feel like versus Liquid, they did the same thing. Lost the pistol and they bought.
They won the
pistol the second half.
Right?
Yeah.
They've managed to
Okay, so the first one, but they still bought there, and then they're still in the situation.
They won CT side pistol on Dust 2 because Liquid won that round with 4 Glocks and a Deagle.
That's right, yeah.
Well, this is a pretty simple procedure at this point. Clean round, only one player given up. Not the end of the world for the CTs at all. No bomb even close to being planted there. Ghost will have AKs now, though. I don't think Wardell has enough to justify the AWP. You can see 5100 there available. He does bring it out.
Yeah, you'd be eating your words there.
Okay.
It's all right.
That's all right. I'm happy. It's all good. So he has got enough for the helmet and the AWP. So it's not the end of the world, so that's absolutely fine. Doesn't necessarily need the utility of the T-side AWP. No AWP yet for Zywoo. He'll be rocking with the AUG.
He'll get a free one here if they win this round.
Oh, look at that.
I'll just take his.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw this before, and Ghost got pushed by Liquid, if you remember.
Oh no, they've messed it up.
They've actually messed it up as well.
It's all gone
You might
wrong.
want to cancel. Still, it's all right.
Didn't really pan out versus Liquid, to say the
No,
least.
they lost all 5 players in T-Spawn. It was a bit of a nightmare.
Vitality's doing the same thing.
Oh god, Alex.
Not again. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All
They
right.
are.
I'm listening. Freakazoid with 3. Lines them up, knocks them down, and surely that's the round. You can't even think about retaking this.
I wonder if Vitality like spotted that boost or something and called for that push because
You saw the flash. The flash
Yeah.
really messed it up, I think. If they
Okay.
didn't get that flash, I don't think Ghost would have expected a push.
All right.
But it's a very unpredictable flash. You wouldn't throw it otherwise. Or maybe they're just smart.
I feel like someone saw him like jumping from graffiti and got the information that it was a boost and just said let's push.
Quite possibly too, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's also dependent on, like, if you've seen Ghost's default, at least versus Liquid, a lot of times when they would go towards, go early towards Playground or something like that, Steel would always be the first man up throwing the Sky Flash, right? So that would immediately just blind anyone near the stairs. Like, if you're all of a sudden not hearing anything, you're not getting any sort of, like, indication that anyone's trying to push for map control over that site, and you've seen Ghost already attempt to do the boost, then I guess it's a fair call, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it's one of those things when you look at it, right? And obviously, I'm not sure how many times they would do this boost throughout the half, but that flash, like you're saying, it is a tell, and it's minor things like that these like the top tier teams, they just don't have tells like that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, like Astralis used to have a tell. You know, back in alt mid on Inferno.
Like when you see those 2 smokes flying in that direction,
Exactly,
you know,
or like
this is the strat that's coming.
or they wall apartments. You know, like it's just like weird things. Back in the day, we always knew that Shox was alone at B, bombs out on Cash when he broke the window.
Yeah.
And it was like a tick that he had. Like he broke the window when he was alone, and like people knew that, right?
Yeah.
So here's for Ghost. That's the same thing there. Technically, you can do the boost like you did, but you have to go mid and do the flash that Steel does. So it still looks like we're doing the same thing, even if that delays the boost essentially.
I ever see Kusa doing the flash that we're talking about into Playground? Really far forward positioning here. It's actually, there are 4 players on the side of Vitality actually over here towards Fountain or Fountain/Underpass.
Yeah, they're loving this aggression. How long do they keep it though is always the question, right? Like, how long do you keep 3 players here? Eventually, you're going to have to push up so you can put them in different positions.
Well, they're dropping the smokes now. It's either to bail out or to go a little
They
bit
heard
He's
that.
dead. He's dead. He's dead. 100%.
Smoke.
Oh, there it is. Kusa nails it. Looking for the second. Got to find that as well. But they won't preempt the third. So Alex will get 1 kill and push them back towards that B-bomb site. I assume that's where they're going to finish up at this stage. Freakazoid, who has looked incredibly sharp today. We'll see whether there's an opportunity to find the opening kill towards the B sides. MBK waiting patiently. He'll be looking for a flash in from his teammate. Nails the first shot there. There's a second kill available as well. Might want to bail out at this point, doing his best with the fancy footwork. 2 versus 2, 45 seconds remaining. And Alex waiting for the plant to come through as they have the advantage. Surely Wardell can't hit the shot. He will get the plant down as well towards short. Oh, that's beautiful stuff. Great awareness, ready to take it down, and it will be Another round on the board for Ghosts. Good stuff. AWP worker Wardell really starting to come into its own. Is it enough to force one to an eco? How what's the money? My eyes don't really reach that far.
3.1, 2.2,
Yeah,
2,
4.6,
4.9, 4.6.
It's not a buy. Well, I guess it could be a French buy, but then again,
It does look
it's
like
not
it.
an advisable one.
Those aren't buys.
No, this is not G2, alright? They've learned a lesson, these guys.
You say that.
Huh.
Listen, I'm
That's
just
never
throwing-
been said in the history of
No, I'm just
Counter-Strike.
throwing some jabs. The one time that the Frenchies decide to save, you know? Why not?
Yeah. Well, 2 rounds for Ghost. One is a triple kill to open things up from Freak, and the other is a double kill from Kusta. Both on aggression. So maybe Vitality just, crank it back, dial down the aggression.
Oh, you hate to see that.
Oh, Dracarys, bitch.
Oh, shit.
Is that
Spoilers?
Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
Spoilers?
yeah.
This just
Great.
ruined that.
Great
well.
stuff. So now I know there's dragons in Game of Thrones. Great. Just ruined it.
Alright then. I guess you could take that off the name, because I was going to
Yeah.
say, I didn't even mention a dragon.
Oh, my God.
Fire kind of gave it away. No, I know what.
Yeah, there's never been fire without dragons. Logic follows really well.
Flashbang is very strong indeed. They could pull.
That's a nice one.
This round is looking very good. Alex, or Apex, I should say, it's more accurate, will be left alone with 5-7. Let's see if there's anything left there. I don't think there is. It looks comfortable. Ghost will be tying things up at 3-3. AK found on the CT side. That's probably going to be the save at this stage. You would imagine, Jason?
You would imagine, yeah,
You'd
yeah,
hope
indeed.
so.
Yeah. Well, Alex, I mean Apex is,
So it's an easy mistake.
yeah,
to make.
it's really simple to make.
Forgive you on that one.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a whole lot of options available to him. They're going to need that cash money, aren't they?
Alex actually got so furious by the fact that he messed him up with Apex that he left the server.
He's just out of there.
Yeah.
He's coming out here to kick your ass. I think.
That's probably what it is.
Look,
He's
man,
back.
I've got Moses to protect me.
Yeah,
It's not going to be a problem.
I'd take a punch for you.
Yeah, but then
Just
what happens
one?
after you take the punch? You're on the floor.
Well, I got one.
Then-
Oh,
I'm,
damn, alright.
I'm just there like,
I'll
cool,
take,
you punching me now?
one, yeah.
Yeah, instead of
Jason,
one
I
game
mean,
punch,
I-
it's both of you.
I hope you'd at least start fighting back at some point.
No, of course
I'd say,
not.
look, guys, I think you made your message very clear at this stage. We've all learned something today. Jason's
Moses, most of all.
I don't know. You might not remember that episode when you come to.
Well then, Ghost.
Do it all over again.
Remember how strong their CT side was. As long as they can keep the first half competitive and don't get ran over, I feel like this is looking pretty good for them. We'll see what Wardell can bring to the table. It's looking better and better for his AWP.
I think that first half that we saw was mostly them being just a little bit cold. First game of the day, pretty
Yeah.
early on.
Yeah, Liquid very aggressive as well. They were not pulling the punches at all.
I mean, I think you guys mentioned it a couple of times as well during the game. The fact that it wasn't necessarily Ghost playing terrible.
Yeah.
It's just they're getting overwhelmed and outgunned in certain duels, but like they'd still
It's not
get
like
into
they didn't do anything like fundamentally wrong. They
Yeah.
thought they were playing
little bit
awfully
outmatched
well. Yeah, it was
times.
just like they were losing a lot of the duels. It was 8 a.m. game, so
Yeah.
it's difficult to really get into it. See though, they've lost the first pick this time. Vitality with Zywoo's AWP out
Is
and
MBK the
about.
sole player on A now?
Yeah, he seems to be all alone. It's kind of an early warning system, I guess, but not that much, right?
Yeah, it's not that early.
No, he still has one with him, but
I was playing
Yeah, Zywoo.
Zywoo playing Optimus.
Can we go to Zywoo?
Zywoo, yeah.
Can we just, because it's getting real.
I probably got that
distracting.
into my head that it's Zywoo.
Yeah.
It's
Like
probably
Wanders-
some, probably
Wanders
some
are doing
French
that
guy.
too.
Yeah.
Man, you know what happened there? You guys asked for that, for DJ to look at Siwu, and then he dies. And then you
Easy,
missed
yeah.
a frag, and then all of a sudden you just ruined his whole round.
Well, I'll take full responsibility.
there's
That's all I
some
can say.
calm in the
Sorry.
action. DJ's back in the groove now.
Okay. Let's give him some space. Don't ask any more of him, though.
Yeah.
He said enough for you,
Work your
Henry.
magic.
Just me.
Everyone else is allowed to ask
Everyone else is
questions.
cool. Anyway, Molotov in towards the bank position. That's going to be thrown in and acted upon. Lovely kill towards the one and done spot. They found a couple here and now just poor old RPK left in 3 versus 1. Looks like he fancies his chances at least to explore options here. The bomb hasn't gone down yet, so he might want to have a little flirt with it, see what can be done as he heads towards the bank position himself. He has got the flashbang and the HE grenade, no kits, however, as he looks to find anything there. It's not going to happen as Wardell to take him down as Ghosts take the lead here 4-3. I feel like that's the money on the CT side. Actually in a very problematic position.
Yeah, they're
right?
saving again here. It's only
it's
Siwu
a bit-
with 5k and then 3k on the rest.
Thought it was Zywu.
So, whatever.
So, yeah.
Listen,
The French guy.
Sipnex, I don't care. You know, we're close enough, right?
I mean, it's not like we've tried.
The audience will know.
It's not like we've tried to pronounce like Freiburg's name correctly this entire time either.
Freiburg. Friberg. So what was that? Saiwu? Saiwu.
Yeah.
Saiwu.
Yeah, see?
There you
See all the
go.
cool things you can do with it?
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah. Ooh. Steel's going to get one here.
Easy though.
Yeah, he will. Eventually. Might not happen anytime soon.
We'll come back to it, you know.
Pistols across the board here on the CT side, and Apex will upgrade to a rifle, presumably trying to make his way out of there, but greeted by Kusta. Molotov deployed to fend off any potential ensuing CTs behind him. They are positioned towards long here, but great awareness. You can see Kusta trying to take these 2 kills down. He makes a bit of a meal of it, but gets the 1 kill that was absolutely required at least. 2 on 2.
The bomb has dropped so far back. If NBK finds this, if he for whatever reason goes above
he's
ladder,
pushing too,
dear, you do hate to see this.
He might not see it.
It might. No way. He's going to clear hard left.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, I saw it, yeah. He's
Did
out.
you see it?
He's out.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Normally, I look at it to be certain, but he knows.
He knows something.
I just want to point out, Jason, that Steel didn't get a kill.
Yeah, well, you know, doesn't all work out exactly as planned.
I like this from RPK.
Just going to wait it out.
There it is. The old legend getting it done. Now up to Freakazoid. We said he's posted big numbers today, but he's going to have to go above and beyond in this 2 versus 1. Low HP and RPK. He knows that. He's given the call from his teammate.
Oh,
The
that flash.
flashbang. He still gets the frag, but it delays him slightly. 1 versus 1 now as the other CT is waiting towards short. Strong smoke might fake it out, and CB wants to push that smoke, but 10 seconds remaining.
What was that?
Now the CT surely pushes through at this point. There it is. And now it becomes a bit of a mind game here. Freakazoid, they're very aware of the prospect of him sneaking through the smoke. Moves towards water, and it looks like he might have done enough here. Very nice work to get behind that smoke and actually give himself the advantage now.
MBK doesn't have a kit either.
It's a cheeky angle.
Wow, such a nice play from Freakazoid, honestly.
really well played.
That's such a great 1v2.
Yeah, timed it really well. MBK had no information as to where he was in post-plant. So
Well, the flashbang was horrible, right? It blinded RPK, and then it also told Freakazoid where NBK was, so he knew where to go immediately afterwards. So that's a bit of a...
Yeah, I thought it was closer when he threw that flash.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense in the sense that, yeah, you flash it out, give RPK a chance to actually, take a fight of some sort. And
I'm wondering
again,
what the communication was, though, because why is RPK just, standing out in the open, staring at into the sky?
I guess MBK might have figured he had a timing where Freak wouldn't have had the time to get up short, so he's just like, yeah, he can't be towards that area, he has to be towards Monster.
Well then, full buy here. Orgs across the board on the CT side. They have got the orb for Zaiwu, however, as we go through the motions here on the Ghost T side. Molotovs towards that connector, trying to push them back. They have been very present in that position. This time, Alex will be focusing off the push from short, looking towards the pipe and seeing whether he can actually take one down early. It's a pretty all-in position, but his teammates towards long, that's where they focus most of their manpower. That's why he needs to play that aggressive position and push them back any way he can. You can see MBK going to be baited in by his teammate from the flower bed here. He doesn't want to show any presence whatsoever until his teammate takes the aggro for him, and he's going to try and swing out and get 2 kills off that.
They don't have anyone watching for the entrance to bathrooms, though, so they can actually get wrapped upon. It doesn't even matter. Steel's going to find the kill, and the trade doesn't come in from Zaiwu.
So you've got the orb set up there, MBK hiding in position, and then he decides to peek by himself and go down. That just kind of nullifies the entire setup.
I think part of it is what I was just saying, because they couldn't
crunch.
actually see if anyone could wrap around him, so they had to do a timing
Someone
on when.
had to do something.
Yeah, you have to at least peek so you know what's coming. That's a bit awkward.
Good trade, though, from Freak.
You can hear them towards long now, Apex, that is. Trying to get at least one more, does damage. Frustrating, he didn't get the advantage there. 2 versus 1 now for Ghost, as Alex with a pretty decent backstab. They go all the way to B here. Okay, they're playing on the trample. They're going to go all the way around. But they'll plant towards Optimus. Smoke's down, and Alex making footsteps now. It looks like they know exactly where he is, and they'll dismantle him quite efficiently. 6-3. Stabbing each other a little bit as well. Bit of fun. Let's see that. It's not all.
It's what you and I do at the end of a long broadcast day.
Exactly.
Nothing quite like a bit of a night fight.
Yeah.
In the hotel room after, So just to wind down.
Just to relax, blow off some steam. Is this the eco again?
It is. This has been back and forth. This will at least be a half buy.
At least.
Pistol armor.
Yeah, this is.
I like that play from Zaiwu. Like, there was a window to get out of there with the smoke, but I think he needed at least one more frag. So there it is. There's the Partial buy, Jason alluded to, with the 5.7 Steagles, PD50s and a Scout. Basic utility, and most of their manpower towards the B bomb site with 3 players there, and a couple of them hovering towards middle by the connector position. This is going to be nice from Ghost, though. You can see them being very patient, not committing to any choke points and waiting for CTs to push off, using the utility in an efficient manner.
So, I mean, Vitality, since they completely dismissed any sort of aggressive stance, as you know, on their CT side, they haven't really been able to get too much done with their setups.
That's what you want to avoid on these sort of rounds, potential flashbang. And that smoke's actually pretty decent. Allows Cruz to at least get out.
Wow, he literally just runs for it.
Pre-fire the correct position, but I think he might struggle on this second kill. He's waiting in the smoke patiently, and it might actually work out here. If his teammates didn't drop like flies, he could have had a chance there, but they do. They're aware of the presence, and now just Zyro with the Deagle, and he'll be dropped as well. Ghost,
that was a little bit risque, I think, right? Like running through that smoke there. He
Yeah.
goes down. There's 2 weapons there on the ground just for him because the other 2 were short, so
Yeah.
oof.
At least he had the presence of mind to, even still when he gets around the corner, doesn't get the immediate fight, just to hold it immediately, because he knew it was RPK to get the opening frag, and everyone who's dying around him is not RPK. So he has to, you know, can't just magically vanish.
Right.
This is pretty rough for Vitality, though. Because they're in this situation where they, at best, with how expensive it is to be a CT, they're only going to get 1 good buy-in. If they lose, it's back to eco again or half buy. Just rinse,
at least
repeat, rinse, repeat.
There is a timeout, but we have a lot of money here, so at least now we have some ops probably in play.
They haven't doubled up yet, have they, on Vitality side? They haven't really had the money for it, have they? Like, MBK picks up the op towards B. Tries to get aggressive
I haven't
towards
seen
monster
it
side.
yet.
Yeah, no, but it's I guess might be the last stand for them later on towards the round if they can't get back on it. But I do think it's a bit worrisome that they haven't really opted to have any sort of aggression outside of their pistols or like their eco rounds since they got burnt twice at the beginning of the game.
Ooh, good shot. Bordell starting to apply the pressure, takes down a key scout. Zywu removed from the equation, applies a lot of pressure here to the Vitality side, especially when you take down the star player there. You've got an early pick. It's such a massive advantage now for Ghost. They're already up 7-3. They do not want to give up this lead. They smoke towards Heaven now. That's going to be Steel. I don't think they'll commit off this. Trying to see if there's any sort of reaction, bait out any sort of utility they do have on the CT side, and these sort of reactions as well. And a contact play towards Monster. Not flashing over. They want the contact, by definition, is when you go in until you're spotted, and then everyone unloads. It's not going to work out at all, but it is bouncing back in the 3 versus 2.
Yeah, but both players are here for Vitality. This can still be a tough defense, and yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, man.
Vitality had such a lean. Immediately upon Zywu going down, 1 player in stairs on the flank, 3 players inside that B bomb site. That was always going to be tough for Ghost to take.
I'm really not a fan of like executions like that. When you get that initial pick, you have so much time, and especially going to bombs like B with the rotation and stuff. Like Zywu, yeah, granted he was early, he was aggressive, right, and that happens almost every round. But you have no one covering anything.
The issue with me is like you've been given an opportunity to get free or easier map control, and you kind of neglect it completely, which allows for MBK's rotation, right? So
right, and even if they get the bomb site there, I mean, granted, sure they have a lot of utility and stuff, but like that's the beauty of getting these entries. Now you're supposed to, by the time you execute here, CTs are supposed to be completely drained of utility, you know?
Yeah.
They're feeling super desperate, Vitality, on Zywu giving them an opening pick. That's 2 like really aggressive plays from him back to back.
You can tell, like that that conversation, like we need some entries here. I am loving this play from Apex, though. Like it's something he needed to do. You know, like 3-on-4 situation. They're about to hit the bomb site.
Not sure.
All right, then Kusta?
Kusta's up to there, to be honest.
It's relatively safe play as well, because it's so hard for Ghost to commit to that fight along. You know, like there's no reason for you to necessarily like full wide swing.
Yeah, unless they're already in the bathroom there and like double peeks him.
And even if you do, exactly what happens is Alex just walks in behind everyone and gets free kill.
Well, here we go. Josh Nissan against the world. Not for the first time.
Not for the last time.
Let's see what he can do with this one. You got time? Very smart player in these sort of situations.
He's never going to start banking straight from there, yeah.
No, absolutely not. Nice positioning from Alex. Denies the plant. I think Ghost still have cash available, right? 7k on 2 of them, so they have to juggle the funds. Maybe a pause could be in order. Double up setup. They purchased into a double up setup on T side.
This is pretty.
I like this because they've seen now the both rounds now very aggressive plays coming from Vitality in like a lot of areas here. So like set the double ops, like put it in position and just hold a little bit. Wait for that audition of pushing it.
The thing is though, like we saw when Vitality got burnt on their aggression earlier in the game, they just completely fell back and not giving anything up in terms of just want to play from sites more or less.
I think you make a good point there, Robin. Like, I feel like Ghost should kind of slow this down a little bit more after they get those picks, because like that's 2 rounds now where they found the opening pick on ZywOo. They've had like an advantageous trade right afterwards, and like 4-on-3s just like lose track of everything.
Well, when you look at the rest of the buy though on their side, wouldn't you rather have seen
2 AKs or something? Or
yeah, skimp out on a bit of utility to get the
that's
rifles
the thing.
instead?
I actually don't dislike this buy. Like if you look at the last 2 rounds, right? This is a gamble buy for sure, right? But it is. I don't.
You've already got
actually really
7
like
rounds on the board, right?
Like, that's what I mean.
So
and like again, like
good.
we saw, like we're saying, right? And we were making these calls as ZywOo really trying to go for these entries. Yeah, do the double up. But if you get the kill on him again, you know, and you have a 3rd weapon there, I don't know. I actually think this is a really smart call. Again, you could argue the fact. Would you have preferred to see like just full utility and stuff and not take this gamble? I think that's a conversation to have. I think this is just another way of playing the game. You know, I think it's very smart.
I think it'd be smart if it looked like they had a plan.
That yeah, sure. I mean, yes, I was gonna go for it.
As soon as those aggressive peaks don't come through,
you're screwed. Exactly.
That's what I was alluding to, because how do you actually get forward on the map with double?
No, that's the thing. And you saw, and yes, you're 100% right, in the sense that like they didn't have a game plan here outside of the let's just go for a pick initially.
Yeah, sure.
After that, there was nothing. Like, what are we doing now? We got no picks, and then we have 2 ops. There still has to be a game plan when you buy these 2 ops initially. We don't get a pick and we have 2 ops. Well, we're not going B, are we? You know, like, you know what I mean? We're still going A. Yeah. You know, so. I don't know. A smart initial call. I think there could have probably been some more thoughts
some more
to it.
meat on the bone.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
But now we are. I mean, Vitality clawing back here. You know,
this is big for them as well, because they looked so lost for the first like 10 rounds of the game. Because they won pistol as well. Like, keep that in mind.
Again, by the way, we see, but now granted,
Bit of a
very
different
much aware that
scenario,
they're eco, but another aggressive play for Vitality.
So this is a bit weird. Okay, fair enough. Like, MBK is in a pretty good position in terms of isolating himself from multiple angles, but he's still been left completely by his lonesome here. Apex and ZywOo just bailed out.
Yeah, it looks comfortable though. If he's confident in doing it, I guess it's not the end of the world, and that's not bad at all. He's going for the 3rd here. I think he's going to find that no problem.
Keep
5
going.
on 2, and that's the round tied up. It looks like Vitality will be gunning for a half lead here in the first on the CT side. And now PT50 is remaining, and not really much else, to be honest. They found an AUG. But at this point, Vitality don't really have to work for it at all. Just hold 2 on each site. Jobs are good. And
yeah, they got ZywOo tucked down back at the A-bomb site. Apex for quick rotations, regardless. He can let people pass as well. If Ghost decides to not clear this, he's gonna obviously have a quick backstab.
gives a 1. But that's fine. He knows exactly where the last player is. 30 seconds remaining. No utility on this T side. Just has to see if there's anything available to him. But there's a resounding no in reply.
I know they already have 7, which is quite nice for the T side, and especially after we just saw them get only 1 against Liquid. But if you end this half when you were up 7-3 at one point and you lose the last 5, that's still a bit brutal, isn't it? It still feels like a bit of a loss in the back of your mind.
Considering the lead you had, yeah, for sure.
And especially you have 2 rounds there too, with you have the entry and you have the advantage that you throw in.
But remember how strong their CT side looked against Liquid? I was actually surprised. But the thing is, the context of that game is like you have to take it with a grain of salt because Liquid
were super zoned out.
Yeah,
I think,
they were the kind of forced buying situation we wouldn't expect. They gave them plenty of opportunities to get back into it, you know?
Yeah.
So whether we'll see that again, I'm not sure. But still, I'm excited to see what Ghost can bring out. I want to see them at least win a map today, for God's sake. They're at 0-3 now, so close.
Give us a map.
Yeah, see what they can do with it. But this is the pick of Vitality. 4-4 for now. Plenty of time. They've got decent map control as well. They've pushed Apex right back. He knows he has to react off this. He might get flashed in from his teammate. He might. There's a flash. I'm not sure if it's going to be the one that gets him in position.
Yeah, he missed.
Well, let's check this. He's got 2. That will
really,
do.
Committed.
Yeah, that will do. God, it's
go.
a scrappy round.
The best kinds of rounds.
Yeah.
Freakazoid leading the way through the smoke. Go through. Yeah. Nothing there.
Nothing there.
Anticlimactic.
50 seconds, and you can see
All right, then.
both sides of the server defensive at this point. No one wants to overcommit. It's the final round of the half. Freakazoid takes a deep breath, and he will be punished by ZywOo. It's got to leave his teammate Neptune. We haven't seen much from him today. If he can win this round, it will be such a beneficial situation going in. On the T side, 8-7 up after losing a few rounds as well, just to kind of bring morale back in their favor. He has 20 seconds at this point, no utility, and he knows the AWP towards bank. He's just going to have to plant. Is he going for the full commitment?
Ooh, that's
it's
so
fine
ballsy.
because why would the CT peak? Like, you'd wait for his teammate to rotate in, right? You can assume he's towards B. He's actually done a great job here, but not quite enough.
That was a bit of a gamble.
Yeah.
I think he was just so scared about the flank.
Yeah.
He was like,
I mean, he
fuck it.
had no info.
It's like, there's no way the op peeks that.
Yeah, exactly. Why would they all even take that challenge? Like, if there's a chance he fakes that plan, you're going to go down and potentially lose the round. Wait for your teammate to rotate in. And it's the last round as well, so money's not even a factor. You're not denying any cash. You might as well let him plan and then win out together.
5 in a row to end the first half.
Yeah, that's going to sting.
Yeah, Vitality do like to have a bit of a comeback, don't they?
This was a pretty... I would say this is like... Potentially that's the wet bottom moment.
From Apex or
Yeah.
from...
Like, it was just... it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It was just like... It was scary.
It was weird.
It was awkward.
scary.
Yeah, because he misses the flash, right? And then they don't even check the corner, which makes him like confused. So he misses like 7 bullets.
Like, his
initially.
bottom's wet, but he's owning it. He's not embarrassed like you were, like kind of hiding in the corner, like hoping no one says anything.
I'm never embarrassed of being wet, Henry.
No? Never?
Of course not.
Jason, any thoughts on that?
No, not in particular.
No? Okay, just want to leave it there? Okay, fair enough.
But Henry,
Let it
Hi.
float.
speaking of...
Okay.
What, embarrassing moments?
Speaking of hydration.
Sure. You want me to hydrate you?
Yes, please.
Hose you down? All right.
I'll take one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Bring one for
hose down?
entire table.
All right. I'll be right back if you guys can...
One monster for all.
Can you hold the 4 here? Is everyone going to be okay?
No, we're
Yeah.
good.
No
We're good.
weird shit going on?
All right.
Just
It's
normal-
all
There's
gonna
always
fall
going to be
apart.
something weird.
normal casting would be appreciated.
All right.
Daddy's going to be leaving for about 2 minutes, so... all right.
We're free.
Well, now that idiot's gone.
Yeah, no, let's talk about it. All right.
Safe space
He's
now.
walking. He's walking. Okay. Listen,
He's out of range.
this is not working out with Henry. I'll be honest. He's like trying a little bit too hard.
Hey,
It's just-
producers, maybe think about.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, Andrew.
Didn't see you there. Still got like a little
I
bit
don't have
of
a cut,
extra monster left.
Yeah. Okay, he's gone again. So we're at the production. Like, just don't like mute his microphone or something.
Yeah, it's just
I think
fucking
they know.
Oof. That's a double team. That action you don't see too often.
How tilted do you think Henry would be if production trolls him and keeps on turning off his microphone every time we ask him a
I
question?
think he'd freak the fuck
Right?
out.
I think
yeah.
he would like really tilt. Like, Henry, what do you think about this round? And he starts talking and he just dies. And then it's like, it's fixed, and we ask him again, and he starts talking and he dies.
We should just put a speech jammer in Henry's headphones
Oh,
only.
yes.
Oh, they're down.
Give
All
us
right.
a button. But yeah.
It's on down.
Mess with him. I think, yeah, let's do that later today.
Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, let's
Let's
scope the
see
field.
how insane we can drive all of our colleagues until they literally just want to have a fist fight.
I mean, that's been kind of the.
That's
Yeah,
been the
yeah,
theme
yeah.
of the last 4 years.
Yeah,
hasn't it?
exactly.
It's going to happen eventually, you know. Yeah, I agree. So here's my thing is that I'm surprised none of us have ever gotten punched.
Yeah, I
Gotten
actually
punched
too.
by
right?
each other or just in general?
No, like in
By each other.
general.
Well,
but
both, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also maybe by each other, yeah.
I don't know. We're fast runners. I don't know. Like, maybe that's why.
I wouldn't necessarily argue that. Maybe we're just lazy and don't want to have to like move around, swing our hands. I don't know.
Yeah, no. It's fair.
Fighting's exhausting.
That's why we don't do it, man. That's why we fight on the internet.
Yeah.
You're a lover, Robin, not a fighter.
And that's
I
why
know
that's
you.
why we have the internet, Jason. So people that
Yeah, I can
fighting
deal with
is
I can deal with a
exhausting.
keyboard.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like they don't need any kind of exercise for that.
It's now 6 in a row for Vitality for those keeping score.
It's a good thing you are, Jason.
That's what I'm here for. Ooh, a Mac 10. Heavy Mac 10s. 3 of them, to be precise.
Ooh, the Mac Daddies.
I'm excited for this. Give me some of that Vega feels.
Sure. Do you remember? This was like Envy doing this on when they were playing Cobble. They would do like a round 5 buy up with Mac 10s only.
It was great.
It's just
B
like,
platform.
at
Everyone
that point, you
bombs
just
off.
knew they lost their minds.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
I remember when like Fnatic started going like downhill like for the first time, and JW was buying like sawed-off shotguns every single round.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
also like literally every round.
It was just like, wait, what's happening?
There was it kind of sounds like Professor Chaos on Inferno in apps every
Professor Chaos.
goddamn round, dude.
There's a
I
name.
can't. It tilts me so much to this day.
Yeah,
that I still remember
this
it.
is the most tilted I've
Oh
seen you in a
man,
while.
yeah. Now when you mention like shotguns and sawed-off and stuff, like literally like 10K,
I will
let me buy a
say
Mag 7 and push here.
The Kraken sawed-off skin is the best.
Yeah,
skin.
I
it
agree.
is,
By far. It's so sick.
To be fair, though, if you remember the roots of JW, like in the start of Fnatic's success as well, one of the things you would do often was just buy Mag 7s.
Yeah, but not every round. That's the thing.
Depending
The
on
Mag
the map,
7
right?
was a beast back in the
Yeah,
day.
it was.
Whenever Fnatic played Nuke or Train, he would literally pretty much only play with Mag 7 on CT sides.
Especially near, I mean, it makes total sense for certain positions, like near hut, for example. It's great spots for like shotguns like that, or like lower by the window by ramp.
Yeah.
Really good. Thank you, Darryl.
Like it's a very famous spot too. You have a lot of like highlights of the Mag 7.
As
People
long as you
jumping
get
on the
up
window.
close and personal.
Yep. Well,
He's back.
Yep. 10-7. Welcome back, Henry.
Hi.
You have not missed much.
I heard a bit of plotting going on. I'm not gonna lie to you. It felt like you were talking about me at some point.
No, we're definitely not.
No, just like
That's just your massive narcissism acting.
Yeah.
They must be talking about me. They just must be. There's nothing else I could really talk about. So, fair enough. Oh, Ghosts have kind of dropped off since I left. It's not looking too good.
It's
right
not
now.
gone well. It's about to be 8 in a row. 8 in a row for Team Vitality.
Did you say that Ghost has been looking bad since you left? You've been gone for a round. Oh, okay.
Well, okay.
Hello?
Is it
Oh,
working?
oh,
Okay,
he's
so
back.
okay, yeah. So what we're saying.
I was worried.
Are you
Are you-
messing with the cable or something there? Henry?
Doing anything.
What's going on there?
Like you don't
Okay,
move a
well,
cable, it doesn't die out.
it's working now.
Oh, I didn't do anything before. I
no,
was
but
just
you
sat
literally
here.
just moved the cable again, Henry.
All right, well, if you...
All right. Come on.
They're trolling me right now. That's what
Are
they're
you
saying.
really?
It's a good troll. It's a good old-fashioned troll. It's exactly... You guys plotted this, didn't you? This is what you did. This was the... All right, fair enough. You got me. You got me. Everyone have a good laugh at Henry. I see it.
They're shocked initially to a good job, right? I love it that we're like even talking about it. And he's like, I heard you guys plotting against me. And then this all happens.
I knew something was coming.
Yeah, and he still falls for it too.
Oh,
It's fantastic.
All right,
All right.
11-7 in the favor of the Frenchies taking on Ghost Gaming.
Oh.
He's not drumming this one, is he?
yeah, no, he's
This
not
is a
coming
good
back from this.
It's not... It doesn't feel great. I'll say that.
It's all right. It's all right. It happens from time to
You'll
time.
bounce back.
Like, if that's the best you've got, though, then I'm fine.
No,
If that's the
well,
absolute
exactly.
best you guys
this
come up
is,
with.
This is the kind of level we're at the whole
All right.
weekend, by the way.
Okay, so that's a good wholesome troll. Nothing
Exactly.
too bad.
Yeah. It's not going to be too bad, you
All
know.
right.
Give us a couple days to warm up to the
Yeah, the last
I
thing
can
will be-
I can take more than that, guys.
All right.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So
we
you
should-
bring it on.
do your worst.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll see here.
What do you think? I guess, yeah.
You're talking to a guy who has no shame here. Jason can confirm. So.
He does actually have no shame. I've seen Henry in a state of affairs that most people would just cry and never show their faces again.
Yeah, I just own it. I
Henry
don't mind.
thrives in it.
Yeah, I like attention, if you hadn't noticed. So, anyway, 2-on-2. MBK joined... Oh, by his teammate Alex coming in from T-Spawn here. This is actually a huge round. The implication
Okay,
that's
then.
awkward.
of this round, as MBK does find the advantage.
That
Freakazoid.
flashbang somehow was perfect.
Yeah, somehow, some way, it all worked out. No kit, no utility.
No
And
hope.
Ryan, we'll see what he can do. No, I wouldn't say no hope. There is a hope. Where there's life, there's got to be hope, Jason.
That's
So-
oddly positive.
I know, right? You
For you.
didn't see that coming, did you? We'll see if this is enough. He's in the right position. They commit towards B. They don't really have enough time to fall back off this.
Yeah. Vitality are doing the right thing, though. They're doubling
Stick
up instead of
together,
splitting
exactly.
out. Yeah.
They're not leaving themselves a lot of time for this kind of scenario.
They need to
though.
be closer to
Oh,
each
the
other.
timing's
though.
not gonna work
Yeah,
out.
they need to,
They were not together.
yeah, like they had the right idea of going together, but then they just MBK just didn't wait.
Oh, he still wins. That's a shame.
That's
Freakazoid played that
frustrating.
really well.
Yeah, he did.
Just unfortunate the wall bang came in instead of the clean duel. AK will always prevail. And there it is, 12-7. I think they're in the doldrums again with the cash. And I think that's the case. It could be 13-7, pretty much locked in. Timeout. Ghost cannot catch a break today. Anyone who's not aware of the format, we're not in like an elimination stage or anything. Even if you come dead last in the group, you still go through to the playoffs, essentially. It's just if you come very top of the group, first and second, they will be going straight to the semis. And then we have 2 quarterfinalists as well. And the bottom seeds will be up against it, playing against teams that are arguably better than them or perform better than this tournament in those quarters. So you're not out. You can just lose every game in the group stage and still be fine. It's not ideal. You want to go straight to the semis.
No, it's not ideal, but
No,
That
you
would
want to
be-
sandbag people, you know?
Yeah. Well, I guess you could be slow,
Ultimate,
you could
yeah.
be slow burners into the tournament, you know.
don't want to use everything right
Exactly.
off the bat.
Well, Freaks
It's a marathon.
The Mag 7 here had a reduction in cost at the start of this year. It hasn't caught on as much as I thought it would. Like the shotguns all got reduced in price, at the Nova especially, I think. We haven't really seen them, like if anything, they've become less popular. I haven't really seen shotguns at all.
I think one of the big issues with the Nova specifically is the fact that it's very hard, outside of getting a pump to the head, right? Like it's hard to get an insta-kill with it. The Mag 7 can provide that even without a headshot.
Everything okay over there, guys?
No, we're looking because we saw that Heroic beat Navi
Oh yeah,
to qualify.
To
Yeah,
qualify
and then
for Pro League.
Jason just showed me the stats of the series.
yeah. Simple was like 85,
I mean-
53 or something.
Back to that again.
Yeah, back at it again.
We're back to those days.
No, that's a really impressive result, though. I mean, if you're
Oh,
Heroic
yeah,
here.
for
Freiburg as
Yeah,
well.
like
the
qualifying
boy.
there
Yeah.
for sure.
King of CS.
I didn't see that.
Decided to try today.
He decided to
Absolutely.
try. Like if he tries, you're in trouble.
It's an automatic victory.
Yeah, exactly. Like Robin played with him for a long time. Like
Yeah, he
what a-
knows this.
And Robin
We're in
could
the
tell.
presence of
Robin
greatness.
could tell when Freiburg was trying or not.
Yeah.
He's the nicest person you've ever met, but he really like goes off there. You know, he's you know,
Love the
that's-
guy.
Is that
He's
the-
also a massive dick. like, that's basically what you're saying in that way.
No, I'm saying in the
You're
sense of
dressing it
like,
up, but-
you know when we talk about like, oh, he's upset now, he's gonna like perform.
Sure.
I feel like you can have that conversation with Freiburg because he actually does play better when he's like
He's
angry.
mad.
Yeah.
And when he gets mad.
Did you
Yeah.
ever piss him off?
No,
at
yeah,
times
yeah,
before?
yeah.
Like
Oh,
slap
dude,
him
oh.
around a little bit, or-
Because he's one of those guys as well
What'd
that
you do to
just
piss him
takes
off?
anything. Like, he just takes shit, right? He doesn't even say anything back, so we just mess with him. You know, he has a very nice, like, he has an easy name to mess with. You know, because you can put Berg in after anything.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
yeah.
Beerberg,
So what would you call him?
Headsetberg,
Adam
Duffberg.
Shitberg or something like that.
Cockberg, you name it.
Shitberg.
Yeah, Shitberg.
Damn,
Yeah.
these guys are wild.
I'm sure there were.
Hey, everybody, watch out for these guys.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, just part of it. You know, like I can't just come up. You have to
Yeah, I
remember.
know, I gotcha, I
You have to
gotcha.
remember. I literally have not played this game for 5 years.
That is pretty crazy.
I
to
don't
think about.
remember what I have a conversation with Freiburg about
5 years ago.
2 days ago. You know, it's like let
Old age
alone
kicking in.
5 years. Yeah.
Double orb set up for Ghost, by the way. Steel rocking it, not Kusta, and the spray down's working out for Neptune here, but only good for one. Steel secondary orb rotating in. It still looks like Vitality have a say in the round as RPK continues his push towards that B bomb site. They know this orb as well. An incredibly difficult shot there for Steel. He will not stick the landing, and it's a 2 versus 2. Zywood out of position, and he will not find the
bomb.
frag with the FAMAS against him.
That's a bomb as well. That slid down. Really rough spot for RPK. It's been having a good game so far, though.
Well, this is needed for Ghost.
Oh,
They need a little break.
They gave up the bomb, though.
Yeah, they let it just slip by the wayside here.
I mean, it's going to eat a lot of time away from RPK to clear all this out, as you can see. So, I mean, I would imagine they're just going to position it. Yeah. Yeah.
Works out in the end. That's the first round in how many? 9?
That was 10 in a row for Vitality.
That's
It was
right.
7-3 at one
Look
point.
at this. Look at this, guys. DJ, can you pull up the scoreboard, please?
DJ, spin that
Bang.
ship.
How many is that?
All right, count.
9.
15.
All right.
Is it 9?
It's 10.
Oh, I did. Oh, that I can barely see that diffuse kit there.
No, it's
on the
fine.
right
You did a
side.
great job when you brought up the scoreboard and counted the rounds.
Someone said 9, and then I just said 9. You know, who did I believe? Who said 9?
Halvor.
Oh,
I said
of
it
course.
initially, and then-
Never trust a Norwegian person. All right, it's lesson number 1 you learn when you're growing up.
It's getting heated. They said no politics.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
xenophobia's coming in. Straight
You know,
to xenophobia.
One
but-
thing, one thing we learned in Sweden growing up is you never trust the Norwegians, nor the Danish people, nor the Finns.
But you
all
don't.
right?
Okay.
It's not. You
So
don't have the
everyone around you.
Yeah.
You don't really have the option to trust Danish people because you can never actually understand what they're trying
That
to say.
is also
so
very true. Yeah,
That goes by default.
that's also very true.
All right.
Jason,
well.
anything to say about Canadians?
Yeah, no, I love the Canadian
Yeah.
people are great.
Okay.
Maple
Oh,
syrup.
okay. Well,
Josh Steele gave me a great tip yesterday. He said, "Be careful when you're in America having syrup because it says maple syrup, but often it's just corn syrup.
That's
So
good.
it's not the right
Fact
syrup.
of the
that he's
day.
Looking out for your health.
Yeah, he was.
well, so it actually has to say maple syrup on the thing instead of just. Why would you
Well,
just
you
buy
have to
syrup?
look at the ingredients because
Oh, right,
if
okay.
it's maple syrup, it's actually natural.
Oh, so you're saying that
the
there's
corn,
people
the corn syrup product is very sugary
right?
and fake sugar.
But you're saying
fat
that
sugar.
there's brands then that listed as maple syrup, but if you read the label,
Well, at
it's corn
hotels, right
syrup.
when they set up the buffets, and it just says like a maple syrup tab.
Fair enough.
But it's in like.
I mean, yeah. Corn syrup is really
Riveting
cheap. They're trying to
conversation.
save
you guys are
some-
killing it today. Bringing your A game.
Yeah, you can tell. I was
Just kind of
looking-
let you guys run with that.
Yeah, I was looking at Henry over there. He was really intrigued.
I'm just trying to get us away from yelling at Danish and Finnish and.
I hate Danish people. I hate Norwegian
I never-
people.
whoa,
I hate
whoa,
Finnish
whoa.
people. That's
No
what you-
wonder
I
Robin
never
just
said
bailed
that.
out to the U.S.
Yeah, I never said that I
What, you
hate
just-
anyone.
What did you say then?
There's
You
two
would-
things I hate
I
in this
said
world:
yes.
people who are intolerant of other people's culture, and the Dutch.
No, I said never trust the Norwegians. That's what I said.
So
Okay.
you're only hating on Norwegians.
No, I never said that. I did say don't trust anyone that's Danish, Norwegian, or Finnish. You know, it's very simple.
I
Not
can
a
see
lot of
why
those
you
people in
moved.
the world. Just a few million.
Just a few million.
Make growing up a lot easier for you.
It is also just a few million, by the way, because like all of Sweden is the size of New York. So Norway is like what 6 million population.
I don't think we were even at that.
You're not even at 4.
No, I think it was
you're
like
like
5.6,
yeah, I think
5.7.
And what's Denmark? It's like
4, I think.
Four.
Four, between 4 and 6 as well. That's small.
and then I think Finland 7, 8.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
Not very
Hey,
large country,
Jacob.
too. Damn.
Robin was just saying he hates Norwegians.
He did.
I mean, so here's the thing. What you guys don't understand, Norwegians have a thing with Swedish people.
Do you have a response, a rebuttal, perhaps?
No,
No.
Yeah, we have, yeah. And
No,
then we
he's
do
got
the
nothing.
same thing with Norwegians. Like, it's a very love-hate relationship we have going on.
Basically,
Mainly
every
hate on
Norwegian.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, not really talking about the positives at all.
It's funny, you literally look at him too, he's like, yeah, immediately, he's like, yep. And he goes and
Hate
he-
this dude. Dear.
Okay, well, going
let's
back
get
to the game.
back to the
Yes.
game.
Henry, get a grip.
Let's do it. Still trying to keep the dream alive here. It's a nice opening pick because the RPK is helping himself to a slice of the B bomb side here. It's going to be the first and the second kill in their favor. There is a third available toward the barrels. RPK, he'll be able to open things up very efficiently. And still, he managed to get the first pick of the round, but I don't think he'll be getting the last.
They've really grabbed this game by the balls, haven't they?
Is that the expression?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the horns.
I think they put
Really?
the fork
I
in
think
it.
both work.
Grabbed the game by the balls. What does that even mean? Grabbed it. But what have you done then?
Listen, Henry.
The idea is you're riding a bull, you grabbed it by the horns, and you're like holding on for dear life.
Yeah, but the whole
exactly,
idea is if
exactly.
you grab someone by the balls, they're not gonna,
They're not going to move.
listen, you're in
this like a
complete
ta-
control.
Is this
like,
whatever-
you're-
whatever you
You're
want.
not going anywhere,
Yeah.
bitch. Like, just grabbing them, holding them in
Exactly.
position. Most vulnerable state they can be
Exactly.
in. All right, okay, I'm on board.
I know you've been there.
Is this scientifically tested? Or is this personal experience?
It's
well,
Jason's
you know.
kind of life in general, I suppose. Come over here, I'll grab you.
A lot of ball grabbing.
I would like to note, by the way, this was all Henry. We were serious, and then Henry starts talking about balls.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Henry got...
Henry, I think you've done a great job.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
We got an alliance. We keep forgetting about it. Jason and
Yeah.
I formed an alliance earlier. You guys
Really?
can't even be an alliance.
No,
'cause
let's
of
talk about it.
cultural
It's not easy to
differences.
tell.
Yeah.
So,
Because
No,
you
I-
hate each other.
I mean,
no, I was going to say, it's not easy to tell that you guys have an alliance, because you guys are the ones messing with each other.
Jason sold out Henry the second he left the couch.
That is
oh,
true.
that's new information. I wasn't aware of that. I'll have to go back and watch the VODs soon and see what he said.
Oh my god, it was great.
All right, should we take it seriously? Potentially
Should
the
take it
final round?
seriously.
Yeah,
Live fun around.
it is match point after all.
Is this the first map? Second
Second.
map. Sorry.
Jesus.
Lots to
What
keep
the
up
hell?
with. There's a lot going on.
Well, here's two-step behind the smoke. Bold plays. But it's going to be a nice payoff if they come through that.
Are they the Wardle or you got the first frag?
Oh, there's no payoff.
Fully
I made it
committed
all
to
up.
that. Cool stuff.
Wardell's still there.
There's no one coming connector either, so there's really no... Okay, there we go.
Okay, they want to punish the aggression, and Wardell's a badass. And
Yeah.
there's the backup as well, coming through the flames, so it will not be the last round. Unless Zaiwu can't land the first shot, working his way around. He actually controls this pretty well, and he's in an okay position, all things considered.
Yeah. As long as the Ghost player down by Underpass doesn't get over eager. But like this should be fine for Ghost.
You almost want him to make his move before the flank comes in.
Yeah,
right?
now it's too late.
Yeah.
Like, if
Still
they
has
play it
time,
fine
though.
here... Yeah, but for what? As soon as he starts planning, the flank should come and he's dead.
Well,
No,
he's-
yeah, but the flank is too far away now, like in Underpass. There's not going to be any flank anytime soon.
No, I'm saying we were talking about the move that he had to make, right? Like, granted, Ghost
yeah.
is smart there of actually not pushing all too much. Because they had bomb. For all we knew,
I don't
like,
think they saw it. I don't
Did
think
you
they
not see it?
realized
It was completely open.
I think that flank would have come a little bit closer if they.
No,
knew
that's
they
what I
had
meant.
the bomb, yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was referring to. Like, they know they have bomb. The flank comes sooner. I mean, he never peaked there.
Yeah.
Like, you just wait for
Oh,
the
yeah,
bomb to
that
get
way,
planted, right? And then you peak.
Yeah, for sure. any case.
59.
Ghosts need to pretty much replicate what Vitality did on Mirage for this to go their way. No double ups. Still just Wardell working it out. Kusta aggressive push up the fountain area. Gets the first skill onto RPK. Quickly traded though back by ZywOo.
Oh, that really has set the scene, Halvor.
Do my best.
Yeah, you
can tell I'm a play-by-play in my spare time.
4-on-4 Ghost really have to grab this game by the balls at this point. We'll see if this is even possible.
Isn't it by the horns?
All right.
This alliance is not going to last.
This coalition we started really has fallen apart. It's really not going well. Oh, that was me just having a friendly jab.
Come on, it's getting close here now.
It was
4
me
on
too.
2.
Mine was just friendly as well.
4 on 2. Bomb's about to go down. Can they do it? Henry, over to you.
Thank you so much, Fifflaren. Yes, indeed, Freakazoid and Wardell had all to do. They find the first. Apex overcommits. The wallbang doing a little bit of damage there. It's going to at least put the Fear of God in towards the CT. So I don't think they have much of a chance. It looks like Vitality are going to close out the series 2-0, and that'll be the end of the run for Ghost today, at least. And they're going to finish 0-4, and that's going to be gutting for them. They did put some great performances through. They had some great individual showings. Just couldn't get it together when it really counted. Again, stringing together a lot of rounds, and this went very quiet for a long time, and it all fell apart. 16-9, and the second half not really much to talk about.
It's a 13-2 run to close that out.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
pretty brutal.
Yeah, the second half really was a little bit shambolic for them. So Vitality, very strong showing overall. They'll be happy with that. Got the 2-0. And Ghost Gaming will just have to let this day slip by. One they'll want to forget, I suppose.
Did we, on Mirage and Overpass, when Vitality were having these runs, did we really see any timeouts from Ghost side? We didn't see too many.
I've only, even this series, I only saw one timeout.
I spoke to James halfway through. They got the other coach or analyst in there right now, and he's more of the analyst, I think. So James is preparing for a game that's happening in Pro League tonight, so he's focusing on that. And they've got the other analyst in there, probably doesn't want to have as much impact. He's want to be there for the morale support.
That makes sense, yeah.
So he's focusing on that. So they would have taken more time out of James's in
there.
there.
They have a big game tonight as well. When you
exactly. I think that's why he's focusing on that.
Oh, really? Do they have to win?
Yes,
if they win, they go to France. They go to E4.
Oh, that's a big one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, okay.
So they got all the jitters out of the way.
Okay. I mean, that's great. Then.
Anything that could have gone wrong now
did. So now
definitely
everything is going to go right.
And let's be honest here. You said they were playing against Cloud9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then.
It's a big game.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
What do you mean? I'm just
saying.
Do
you want to elaborate here?
Yeah, sure. If I were to compare Cloud9 to Liquid and Vitality, I think Cloud9 is the worst team out of the three.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
Objectively, it's a fair comment.
Thank you so much.
I don't know. Vitality and Cloud9, I think, would be pretty similar in my book.
I don't know.
Wait, just speaking results-wise, though, right? What have Cloud9 done recently?
What have Vitality done?
Well, they at least qualified for stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
fair more, yeah.
He's got me there.
Patriotism can only take you so far.
It's not even patriotism anymore when you have mostly...
It's just delusion?
Yeah, well, mostly from other...
I didn't say they were good. I just don't think Vitality's necessarily blowing up the world either.
No, I never said
Look, guys,
I'm so offended.
Everyone's very heated right now. I like that. You're bringing the fire today. I'm just going to take a quick break here to thank our sponsors, of course. Monster for keeping us energized throughout the day, and our official audio partner, Sennheiser, official partner of BTS. And they're doing a bit of a giveaway right now as well. If you want to win a Sennheiser GSP 600 limited edition CS Summit merch, you have to go to bts.gg/CS giveaway, and that's all available for you. Jason's going to model the headset momentarily.
I would like to win one of these.
That's the nice one.
I used the Sennheiser back in the day.
Yeah, me
and
too.
They were awesome.
What's the one? The PC350s?
PC 155s.
You want to join us?
Earlier, yeah.
Hey, we got Apex joining us on cam.
Yes,
Yeah, no, it's already live and everything, man.
Yeah, I know. No worries.
Don't say any bad words.
No,
Well,
listen,
I mean, it's a bit.
I was going to say,
shale.
have you guys seen Apex's stream ever? It's great. It's late. It's basically like 8 hours of memes.
Is it really?
I was
fantastic.
Still, one of my favorite interviews ever is Apex's interview at Assembly. I think it's like 2014 or something. It's literally just like a tirade of swear words from Apex. Like,
That sounds about right.
No, it's fantastic.
So listen, guys, let's talk about this series.
Nice, Robin. You're steering this in the right direction.
I knew that you were going for it.
I know. I was trying to wait till everyone had
that.
their fun and moved on.
Yeah,
the boys from Vitality are with us now.
Let's talk about the Mirage. Let's start there.
There.
Yeah.
That was a strange game to kick things off. There was a lot of 5-on-3s that were falling apart for both teams there. Like, were you guys? How did you feel in that first half, especially? It was a very strange half of CS. It felt like a lot of unpredictable moments coming.
Right. So I think game style wise, I think we're okay, and them as well. I think it was a decent game. But yeah, as you said, it was all the after plan situation or just getting the bomb planted, I think that's the thing that really made it very, very messy and not like a proper good team. And so I don't really know what it came down from, but we're just going to relax a bit. Maybe the first game since quite some time that still shows the inexperience of some players and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, very scrappy, but, you know, it went both ways. I think we won some.
Absolutely.
We were behind.
That's why it's a weird game in general. Like even Overpass had its strange moments. It looked like you guys were on the back foot for a while there. Then all of a sudden you strung together like 13 rounds out of 15 towards the second half.
13-2, yeah.
13-2. Like, did you just feel like they just kind of started collapsing, or did you just get a decent read as to what was going on at that point?
No, I think they played pretty good in their approach against us. We couldn't win the opening duels and the key positions of the maps. And then at some point we just took a timeout, I think, and we just got some energy back, where we just started to start shouting a bit more and you know, be more proactive in the information that we give it and everything like this. And then we're still tight rounds. I think we won all the rounds with like 2 or 3 alive maximum. It wasn't very, very clear from us again, but we'll take it like it's the beginning. And they're also a team that we don't really like facing in the sense that their playstyle is very all over the place. And so we still have struggled against that. I hope it's not going to give ideas to other teams now. But you know, I think that's the playstyle we're not very familiar to play against, and yeah, we struggled a bit regarding that. Not everybody was on point individually as well, which hurts when you have to play such a game style. And that was pretty much it. And now the idea is just to get better and better throughout the tournament.
And we saw that because was that the overpass time that you were talking about, like halfway through that first half?
Yes.
Yes, we saw that because one of the changes we saw, and I'm not sure what you guys talked about during that timeout, was that we noticed the next 2 rounds, both you and Cyber were really aggressive, like trying to go for the entry. He ended up dying both of those rounds. But you ended up winning both of those rounds because Ghost, that was we were talking about it. 4 on 5. They ended up the first round there, Cyber died. You were flanking. They were going fast B, I think. Really explosive, just on connect. I think a little bit of misplay on their part there because you were like so fast, I think.
Next
round, the same
he
thing
held
there.
me and he killed me as well. So,
that's true. It was
the
a 2-on-2.
So I don't really know what happened on the bomb side itself, but yeah, I think it was just about the energy. We kind of lost it on the start of the first half, which was not supposed to be us. We're supposed to have all the energy and them have less of it. So that's a big mistake on our part, and gonna get better for the games against HenryG because they're gonna be a better team.
That's gonna be a great game. I think that's gonna be a really fantastic one. Just speaking of the team overall, you tweeted out the other day saying it feels good to be back almost. And it's a strange thing to think of your team, the stars and kind of pedigree and history of all the players there. It is a bit odd to think that you were kind of essentially out of the conversation of top CS for a while, right? You weren't invited to the big tournaments. You'd really had to grind. And was that almost a humbling thing for you? Did you enjoy that process of starting from the very bottom and having to work back up? Like, how did that all go? The process?
It was interesting. It changed my perspective on the global level of Counter-Strike in a sense, where when you face all the same teams over and over again, when you're in that private circle of like top 5, top 6, and you play the same teams day after day, you know, you just practice against the other ones. And now having to go through all of that, you know, the best example in my opinion is like ESR1 Cologne, the qualifier that we played. When we faced Heroic in the final of that, you can see that they're extremely hungry, and so we were like the one target to beat. Well, for us, we had that, and we were preparing for all the tournaments. So no, I think the global level of Counter-Strike is insane at the moment.
It is insane. Like just looking in the top 50, especially, like you wouldn't think
crazy.
how many the skill level that's there and the kind of the understanding they have of the game. Like they're just evolving so quickly at the lower levels.
It's impressive. No, it's very impressive. And so it's managing to get through all of that and come back into that area of tier 1, 2 tournaments. It was great. It's a very good feeling to know that you're back in it. So that's why I even pointed it out. You know, it's not like random. It's just we work hard. And like you look at all the teams that are doing it for even longer. Sometimes like they still cannot break that threshold. And so
we were giving props to you guys because compared to you two guys too, for example, at G2, you guys have 3 very experienced players, right? If you go back and the amount of years that you guys have under your belt, there's not a lot of people that would make this change of like kind of starting over. You know, if you look at the grand scheme of things, right? For a lot of you guys, right? Because it also means that, you know, for like a player like Apex used to be like the superstar, like entry value, like all this, like maybe these changes too, and it's like a personal change for yourself because not only do you have to go from like this, I'm like the superstar of a team into maybe I'm not anymore, maybe I'm like. Maybe a more supportive player, maybe I go into the game leading role, like whatever that might be. These are like really big changes.
It is,
Yes, they are. Like, for example, Alex is our color as T. but he's like not really a big experienced player for sure. But he has all our trust actually. Even if I feel like in French scene we didn't change that much between like. We played between 10, 15 players the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that at the end, that's why French scene like just fall apart.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's the first thing. And yeah, bringing like new players like Alex and Zayu. Obviously, Zayu is like super good individually. Like he's gonna be like one of the best players in the world in the next few months, year. I don't know. But for Alex, I think we never had like taking a player from the bottom and make him call, but actually he has like a different approach than us of the game on some parts. He did like an awesome job with LDLC at AM Chicago. He bring them in quarterfinal, almost beat Liquid, who were top 2 in the world at that time. So yeah, he's a big worker, and bringing those 2 young players bring us a lot of things actually. So yeah, that's just the beginning. I mean, but that's already great.
Okay, well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to throw it to a quick break. It was a good time.
I'm going to come
wasn't it?
cast some games after.
Please
sure.
do.
Yeah,
That'd be
join
great.
us.
You're welcome to come join us anytime. We are going to take a break, and we'll be back with the next matchup.
J'ai chaud déjà.
I can't believe they did that to you.